I've had an issue with my Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons where these side buttons just don't work anymore. The Switch has a button test tool which allows you to check all the buttons. But really when you're pressing the side buttons, the LEDs should light up showing it trying to pair to the main unit. So what I needed to do was get inside and see what the problem might be. It was a good opportunity to use this precision electric screwdriver from WorkPro. I really like the case it comes in, and all the bits are made from S1 steel, which means they're quite durable. They also attach magnetically to the case. On the bottom side of the case there are also a couple of spudgers. The smallest Y-tipped bit seemed like it was a good fit for the Switch, and I had no problem removing 3 of the screws without any issues, but I did struggle on the 4th. I have previously sent it in for repair with Nintendo due to Joy-Con drift, so maybe that particular screw wasn't in the best condition and I ended up stripping the head. I had to carefully drill this out with my Bosch screwdriver. I put in a drill bit for this and did it on low speed and set it in reverse, eventually taking the head off that screw and being able to remove it. The screwdriver worked perfectly when I tried it on a Casio calculator that I have from the 90s, but in hindsight I should have checked the exact tip I needed. Looking on AliExpress, they're full of mixed reviews, some saying a £2 screwdriver worked fine and others saying it will strip the head as well and it's not very durable. You need to find one that's S1 steel, like these ones, but with a Y00 1.5mm head. I've ordered one of those and some replacement screws and will report back in the comments on how it goes. Once I got the Joy-Con open, I was looking really for whether the ribbon cables have come out of the sockets, but that wasn't the case at all. However, the way that this ribbon cable is folded over made me wonder whether it had failed in some way. And then what I found was that if I laid it out a little bit more flat, the buttons actually started working. You can see it flashing the pairing LEDs. So what I then did was put it back together a little bit and let that fold in the cable collapse a bit, and then the buttons stopped working. Then I gradually just pulled it out until that cable was a little bit more flat, and then suddenly the buttons would start working again. So it definitely is that kink in the cable that's the problem. So what we're going to do is try and flatten that out a bit. So I took a small piece of plastic to really act as a splint, then I took some masking tape and then carefully stuck that round where the ribbon cable had been folded. And really what's going to happen here is it will create a new fold a little bit further down the ribbon cable. Then gently putting the Joy-Con case back together, that seemed to work. I think what I've got here is an intermediate fix. It's going to do the job for the time being, but it may fail again in the future. But for the moment, it's better than buying a new set of Joy-Cons just for this. I guess you can get replacement ribbon cables, but they look really fiddly to get into the sockets. I'm not sure if I could attempt that myself. I hope this video was useful. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.